Hey guys, this is Aman Thakur and you are watching me on YouTube. So today I want to discuss with you a very important topic of physical chemistry. It is called concentration terms. Right? So what are concentration terms and why do we study about the concentration terms? We will discuss about this in this video. Right? So our topic is molarity and molality. Molality, right? So before starting the beta this topic, molality and molarity, right? I just want to discuss with you the basic, right? The basic thing behind this term molarity and molality, right? So see, if I talk about beta, the concentration, right? So basically, the composition of a solution, right? The composition of a solution beta can be described by expressing its concentration, right? The composition of any solution beta can be described by expressing its concentration. And what does it mean? What is concentration? See, concentration means beta, you can say the amount of solute, right? The amount of solute present in a given amount of solvent, right? You can say in a given amount of solvent or in solution, right beta? At a particular temperature. So if you take a beta solution, right, at a particular temperature, so by the use of concentration, beta we can express the given amount, right? The amount of solute that is dissolved in a given amount of solute or solution in that case. Okay, means if you take a solution, so you can easily represent what amount of solute is present in that particular solution at a particular temperature, right beta? So this is your basic term concentration. So see, we can beta, you can say express concentration in two ways, right? Either it may be qualitatively, right? Qualitatively or quantitatively, right? Qualitatively beta and quantitatively. So what does it mean? Qualitatively and quantitatively. So see beta, qualitatively beta, we can say, right, whether a solution will be concentrated, right? A solution will be concentrated or it will be diluted, right? Whether it may be concentrated or whether it may be diluted. So what does it mean concentrated beta and diluted? See, this is concentrated, right? So if I say beta a solution is concentrated, so it's mean the solute in that solution beta, solute is present in larger amount, right? Means if a solution beta is concentrated, so we can say in that solution the solute, right, will be present in larger amount. Okay, and if it is diluted beta, so in that case we can say solute is present in lesser amount in the solution. Okay, so if the amount of solute is present in solution is more, so you can say that solution will be as concentrated, and if it is less, so you can say it is diluted. For example beta, if I take two solution first, okay, and this is solution second, right? So in the case of beta first solution, right, I am taking, let's suppose, a solution containing 1 spoon of sugar, right? And in the second case beta, solution second will be solution containing 2 spoon of sugar, right? So we can say in the first case the amount of solute is only 1 spoon, and the second case the amount of solute is 2 spoon. So the amount of solute beta in the second case, that is second solution, is more as compared to the first, right? So we will say beta this first solution is considered as diluted, right? And the second solution beta considered as concentrated. Concentrated solution. Is it clear? Yes, very good. So see beta, now this is qualitative, you can say, description of the concentration. But beta, in actually this type of description now of concentration creates a lot of confusion in day-to-day life, right? So beta, in day-to-day life, or you can say in real life, we generally prefers, right, to measure the concentration in terms of quantitative description. Okay, so according to quantitative description beta, we have different, you can say, several methods to express the concentration terms, right? Means quantitatively we have several ways to represent the concentration of a solution. You see, you can write quantitatively, right? There are several methods for the description of concentration, right? But beta, in this video I will discuss with you the most important two methods, right? That is called molarity and molality, right? So this is beta, you can say, the whole concept behind the molarity and molality. So what is molarity and molality beta? These are the concentration terms, right? And what is concentration? So concentration, you can say, the amount of solute that is present in a given amount of solvent or solution, right? So the composition of a solution beta can be described by expressing its concentration. So that's why beta we study about the concentration terms, right? So see, what is the difference between molarity and molality? Okay, so this is the first term, concentration term, that is called molarity. Okay, and it is represented by beta capital M. Okay, so first of all, let's just define this. It is defined as the number of moles, the number of moles of solute, right beta, the number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 liter of the solution, right? Means molarity is what beta? It is representing the number of moles of solute that are dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. Okay, so I can write also the formula of molarity, that is capital M is equals to number of moles solute divided by beta volume of solution in liter. Okay, and I can also write this formula in a simple way by using these symbols. So the number of moles beta is represented by small n and the volume of solution is V. So just write in bracket L. So this will be the formula of molarity. Okay. So if you just put the value beta units of mole and volume, so this will become mole, number of moles can measure in terms of mole, right? And volume in liter. So the volume will comes up to out to be of the molarity beta mole per liter. So just remember this is the unit of molarity. Getting my point? See. So now just giving you one question. Calculate the molarity of a solution. Calculate the molarity of a solution containing 8 gram of NaOH in 500 ml of solution. Okay. So beta you have to calculate the molarity in which 8 gram of NaOH is dissolved in, you can say 500 ml of the solution. Okay. Now see what will be the solution. So just write down the beta formula. M is equals to number of moles divided by volume in liter, right? So to calculate the molarity beta, first of all you have to calculate the N, that is your number of moles, right? So I can represent N and just write down NaOH for the simplification. It will represent, we are calculating the number of moles of NaOH. Okay. So the formula of number of moles beta, given mass upon molar mass, right? So just write down given mass is 8 gram, right? That is given in the question, and just write the molar mass. So you first of all you have to calculate the molar mass of NaOH beta. So we can calculate the molar mass of NaOH. So just write down the atomic mass of sodium is 23, oxygen 16 plus 1 of hydrogen. So this will give you 40 gram per mole. This is the value of molar mass, right? So I just write down here 40 gram per mole beta. So this will get cancelled out, right? So this will become 5. So 1 by 5, right? So you can say 0.2 mole, right? So beta 8 gram means 0.2 mole of NaOH present in 500 ml of the solution. See beta, Now volume is given to you, that is present in ml. So beta, you have to convert this ml into liter, right? So we know 1 liter is equals to 1000 ml, right? So I can write 1 ml is equals to 1 by 1000 liter. I can write this one, this conversion, right? So by the use of beta this, I can convert this ml into liter, right? Means if I write 500 ml, right? So just put this value beta here, okay? Because I can also write in this way, 500 into 1 ml, right? So just put this value here, 500 into 1 by 1000 liter, right? So this will become beta again 1 by 2, that is 0.5 liter, right? So I can beta also directly write 500 ml means 0.5 liter, right? So this is the volume, okay? So just now put this value here beta, see, put this value in the formula. So this was the formula. Number of moles we have already calculated, 0.2 mole, right? Divide by volume, we have calculated this 0.5 liter, right? So this will become 2 by 5 beta mole per liter, okay? So this will be the molarity of this solution, okay? Now see, we can also beta derive another formula for the ease of molarity. Just write down m is equal to n by v, right? And just write down volume beta as it is in ml and just multiply by 1000. So you can just learn this another formula, right? Use this formula beta directly if volume is given in ml, right? So if volume beta is given to you in ml, so directly you can use this formula. There is no need to interconvert the units, okay? Means we can also solve by using this formula the same question, right? So see, number of moles we have calculated, it was 0.2 mole, right? Divide by volume. So beta just put this value as it is. This is 500 ml now. So we can use this formula. Just write down this value in ml, 500 ml, and just multiply by 1000. Right? Now just solve this. So this will become 2. So this will be 0.4 mole per liter. Again see beta, the value is same. Same you can also write this one, 0.4 mole per liter. Right? So you can directly use this formula. Right? And one more thing beta, just listen carefully. You are beta putting the value of ml here, right? But you are just putting the value of the liter in the volume in ml, but beta you are indirectly already have converted this value in liter, right? Means the always beta whenever you put this value in ml here, so your answer will come out always in mole per liter. Getting my point? Means you are just writing the value of volume here, right? But whenever you multiply by 1000 now, so it's already means you have already converted this into liter. So your unit will remain same, that is mole per liter. Whenever you will use this formula or whenever you will use this form, that is mole per liter, right? So either beta you will use this first formula or either you will use the second. The volume will remain same, that is mole per liter, right? So you can just write down whether we use first or second formula, right? The unit of molarity will remain same, right? That is mole per liter. Always remember this, beta. Whenever you use the first formula or the second formula, the unit will always comes out to be mole per liter. Getting my point? Very good. Now see, so this is beta molarity, right? So by the use of these two formula, you can easily solve the numeric. But the thing is, beta, in your exam now, right? This kind of question, beta, will rarely ask, right? Means the examiner, beta, will give you the concentration term, and by the use of that concentration term, na, you have to calculate the amount of solute. Means what amount of solute will be present in that amount of ml of solution or in what concentration. Getting my point? Means this kind of question can also be asked, but the thing is, you have to understand what does it actually mean. Okay, what does it mean? To see, this is very important thing, beta, that I'm going to discuss with you. Let's suppose I'm writing one capital M NaOH solution, right? So first of all, beta, you have to understand this capital M represent here molarity. Okay, and you will read this beta as 1 molar NaOH solution. Okay, whenever the given solution, beta, a solution is given to you, that is 1 capital M NaOH solution. So always you will read this as 1 molar NaOH solution. Getting my point? Okay. Now see, what does it mean? 1 molar NaOH solution. So beta, if I write 1 M NaOH now, so it means beta 1 mole of NaOH is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. Getting my point? 1 molar, what does it mean? 1 molar means, beta, 1 mole of NaOH is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution, right? So you can also understand, beta, this clearly by its unit. So you can also write this capital means is molar. So it will be equal to the mole per liter, right? You can also write, beta, M is equal to mole per liter. That is 1 mole per liter, right? So you can clearly understand from this, what does it mean? 1 mole of NaOH is present in per liter of the solution. Okay, 1 mole of NaOH is present in 1 liter of the solution. Okay, so see, how can we prepare, beta, 1 mole of 1 molar NaOH solution? So let's suppose if I take this is, let's suppose, China dish. Right, this is China dish, and this, beta, I'm taking this is what 1 mole NaOH, and you can also write 1 mole of NaOH is, beta, what? Just its molar mass in gram, right? So this will be 40 gram. 1 mole of NaOH means 40 gram. So we can say you are taking, beta, 40 gram of NaOH. Okay, 1 mole means 40 gram of NaOH. Now see, just take a standard flask, right, beta? This is a apparatus, right? That is called standard flask or volumetric flask. Okay, so what you have to do, beta? Just take this 40 gram of NaOH. This is NaOH. Okay, so take 40 gram of NaOH, beta, and just pour into the flask. Okay, now see, this is 40 gram NaOH. Okay, that is 1 mole NaOH. Now beta just add some water from the outside. Okay, so right now just try to dissolve this NaOH. Right, so beta just add water and try to dissolve this NaOH so that it will get dissolved into the solution. Right, if it will not dissolve, just add more water. So after some time beta it will get dissolved. Right, so just stir with this at your palm, so it will get dissolved. Okay, now beta what you have to do, this standard flask na beta have some marking. Right, means let's suppose there is a mark which representing the 1 liter volume. Right, means this mark beta at the standard flask, the stem of this standard flask is representing 1 liter volume. Right, so now beta carefully you have to add water. Just add water carefully. So when it comes to reach beta at this point na, then just stop, and by the use of dropper beta just add drops of water, so that the volume will not, you can say, increase by this volume. So as the volume beta reach this mark, right, so you will get 1 liter solution. You will get 1 liter solution. Right, and in this 1 liter beta 40 gram NaOH is dissolved. Right, so this kind of solution beta is called 1 molar NaOH solution. Getting my point? Means you have taken beta 40 gram, and what does it mean? 40 gram means 1 molar NaOH. Right, so you just take 40 gram of NaOH, put in the standard flask, just add some water, try to dissolve this. If it will not dissolve, add more water. Right, and just increase the volume up to the mark. Right, and then beta when the water will reach to this 1 liter, so your volume will become 1 liter, and that contain 40 gram of NaOH. So this solution beta now is called, this solution now will become 1 molar NaOH solution. Getting my point? How can we prepare 1 molar NaOH solution? So 1 molar means beta 1 mole of NaOH is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. Right? So in a similar way beta, if I just write 2 molar NaOH solution, so what does it mean? So again it's mean now 2 mole instead of 1 mole beta. See, this is 2 molar na, so 2 mole of NaOH, right, now is dissolved in 1 liter solution. Right, so we can say 2 mole now, 2 mole will be equal to 2 into 40 gram, it means 80 gram NaOH. 80 gram NaOH, right beta? So whenever you take 80 gram NaOH and just dissolve in 1 liter of the solution beta, so it will make a 2 molar NaOH solution. Right, so I hope it is clear to you. Right, what does it mean 1 molar NaOH solution? So if I just write 3 molar beta, so the amount will become thrice, that is 40 into 3, 120. Getting my point beta? Right, so in this way beta we can prepare 1 molar, 2 molar, 1.5, 2.5, whatever you want. Okay, this solution. So this is the 1 molar solution. Okay, so see, now what kind of question can also be asked beta from this? So now just beta you have to calculate the mass of NaOH. Right, calculate the mass of NaOH required to make 2 molar of 2.5 liter solution, right? Calculate the mass of NH required to make 2 molar and 2.5 liter of the solution. So now beta you have to make 2.5 liter of the solution, right? And the concentration of that solution should be 2 molar. Okay, so see how can we solve this question beta, right? So again, first of all I just write the formula. N is M is equal to capital, sorry, M is equal to N by V in liter, right? So beta we can calculate from here number of moles because we have given molarity and volume in liter. So by this use of this formula I can calculate N is equal to M into volume. This will become, right? So just write down the values. M is given to you beta 2 molar, so I can also write 2 molar means 2 mole per liter, right? Just multiply by volume. So volume is in liter, so 2.5 liter. So see beta, this liter and per liter will get cancel out, right? And this will become 2 into 2.5, 5 mole, right? So means we have 5 moles. Now see, we have another formula beta. N is equals to even mass of upon molar mass. So by the use of this formula beta, you can calculate the given mass, that is the amount of NaOH is required to making 2 molar solution, right? So I can write here given mass will be N into molar mass. So again just write the value. We have calculated 5 mole, right, into molar mass. So again beta, the molar mass of NaOH we have already calculated, right? That is 40 gram. So I just write 40 gram per mole. You can write this one. So beta in this case mole will get cancelled out by mole, right? And the mass will be 5 into 40, that is 200 gram. Okay, so this will be your answer. Means if you want to prepare beta 2 molar 2.5 liter of solution, right? So 2 gram NaOH you have to add. Getting my point, right? Okay, so beta see, this is the, you can say, method in which you are using the formula, but there is another method beta which is, you can say, more easily, and you can say get command of this concept. Okay, that is called unitary method. Okay, so you can also solve this formula by the use of unitary method. See how? So beta we have given 2 molar solution. This is another method, right? Another way you can say to solve this question. Okay, so I'm just writing the given 2 molar NaOH solution, and we have to prepare beta 2 liter, right? And this is given to you 2 molar NaOH solution. So now just predict you what value we can, you can say, extract out from this 2 molar, right? That we have discussed here. Just like this, what does it mean 1 molar NaOH solution? So in a similar way, this is 2 molar, right? So this same thing I can write there. 2 molar means 2 mole of NaOH, right beta? 2 mole of NaOH is present in 1 liter solution. You can say that 2 molar NaOH means 2, in this case 2 mole of NaOH is present in 1 liter of the solution, right? So beta, and what does it mean 2 mole? So I can write 80 gram directly now, because 40 is a mass of 1 mole, and if they are 2 mole, so this will become 2 into 40, that is your 80 gram, right? So in this case beta we can say 80 gram of NaOH is present in 1 liter of the solution. Getting my point beta, right? So see, now I can also write this equation, this sentence, कि 1 liter solution required how many gram NaOH? 80 gram. I can also write the same this line in a reverse manner, means 80 gram of NaOH is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution or present in 1 liter of the solution, right? So I can also write 1 liter of the solution beta required 80 gram of 80 gram NaOH solution to form, right? So now see what amount of solution we required beta. We required 2 liter solution. Getting my point? So beta, if 1 liter solution required 80 gram, right? So 2 liter will require how many gram beta? I think something is wrong. Oh sorry, volume is 2.5 liter, not 2 liter, it is 2.5. You have to prepare 2.5 liter, right? This one. So if 1 liter of solution required 80 gram of NaOH, right beta? So therefore we have to prepare 2.5 liter. So we can write therefore 2.5 liter solution will require 80, right beta, into 2.5 gram of NaOH, right? So again in this way beta we will get 200 gram NaOH. Getting my point? So this is called beta unitary method. Means it is very simple. What is given to you, just write down 2 molar NaOH solution is given to you. So just write down what does it mean. It means 2 mole of NaOH is present in 1 liter. Means 2 mole is what? 80 gram of NaOH is present in 1 liter. So we can say 1 liter of solution contains 80 gram. Or if you want to form 1 liter solution, so we required 80 gram of NaOH, right? So 1 liter of solution required 80 gram of NaOH. So therefore beta, what amount of volume we require to form? That is 2.5. So 2.5 liter of solution will require how many? Just multiply. Just like 1 chocolate is of rupees 10. So how many 2.5 chocolate of which rupees, right beta? So in that case you just multiply this value. Okay. So if 1 liter solution required 80 gram, so 2.5 liter required 80 into 2.5. So you will get again 200 gram NaOH solution. Sorry, NaOH. Is it clear beta? So these are the 2 ways. So it's up to you. If you are feeling well in the first case, so you can solve in this way, right? And you can also solve this way. So I would suggest you just try to understand the second method, right? Because this will give you, you can say, command on the concept. Okay? Because in chemistry beta, will randomly you will use this concept. Okay? Now, so this is our answer, 2 gram NaOH. I can write this one. Okay, this is the answer, and here this is the answer. Okay, beta. So this is all about molarity. Okay, so beta, I have discussed the all aspects of molarity, right? Now come on to the next concentration term. His name is molality. Very good. And beta, it is represented by, just like molarity is represented by capital M, right? But molality is represented by small m. Okay. So first of all, just define this. So it is defined as the beta, the number of moles. Again, the number of moles of solute, right? Number of moles of solute, but in this case, this is little bit different beta. Moles of solute per kg, or you can say kilogram of the solvent. Okay, so there is a difference. It will remain same, the number of moles of solute, right? Just like in case of molarity, we have taken number of moles of solute. So in a similar way, in case of molality, you are also taking beta number of moles of solute. But in case of molarity, right, we are comparing this number of moles present in volume of the solution. But in this case, that is in molality, right? We are saying the number of moles of solute that is present in per kilogram, that is per kg. And instead of solution beta, we are taking solvent. Okay, so it is defined as the number of moles of solute that is present in 1 kg of the solvent. Is it clear? Okay, see beta. So now again I can also write the formula. Molality, that is represented by small m. So this will be equal to the number of moles solute divided by beta. Now mass of the solvent in kg. So in this case, this will be the formula. Right? So just this in bracket. This is the formula. Okay. So again, if you write the beta units here, so the unit of molarity will become moles. It is represented by small n. So I just write mole. Right, beta? Divide by mass of solvent. So I can write just simply kg. So unit will become mole per kg in this case. Okay. So this is the unit of molarity. That is mole per kg. Okay. And the unit of molarity was mole per liter. Getting? In molarity, we were using volume of the solution, but in molality, we are using mass of the solvent. Okay. Now, so see beta, again, just writing a question, right? Now, just calculate the molality of a solution containing, right, suppose 6 gram of ethanoic acid in, right? Now we are taking suppose 120 gram benzene. Okay, you have to calculate the beta molality of a solution that contains 6 gram of ethanoic acid in 120 gram of benzene. Okay, so see beta, first of all you have to find out the what is in this case solvent and what is solute, right? So we can generally define what are solvent and solute. So what is solute beta? In a solution means the substance that is present in lesser amount, substance that is present in lesser amount, and what are solvent, we can say it is present in larger amount. So now on the basis of this beta, you can easily find out which one is solute and which one is solvent, right? So our solute will be beta ethanoic acid, right, which is present in 6 gram, and our benzene will be solvent, which is present in 120 gram, right? So it's clear, right? Now see, so we have to calculate beta molality, right? So see, just write down first of all the formula. Small m is equals to number of moles of solute. So in this case, what is solute? Ethanoic acid, right? And mass of solvent in kg. So what is solvent in this case? Benzene. Okay, so we have to beta first of all calculate the moles. So just calculate moles. So for the calculation of moles beta, you have to calculate the molar mass. So for calculating the molar mass, you must know what is the form of ethanoic acid, right? So see, ethanoic acid beta is CH3COH, right? So just calculate its molar mass. So carbon beta, 1 carbon plus 3 hydrogen. So 3 plus carbon, 12 plus 2 oxygen, right? So just write 16 plus 16 plus 1 of hydrogen. So again you will get the value 15, 7, this will become 60. Okay, so the molar mass of ethanoic acid beta is 60 gram per mole. Okay, so now just calculate the number of moles. So again I'm writing N, right? And in the subscript just represent CH3, which represent beta. This is the number of moles of ethanoic acid, right? Okay, so given mass that is 60 gram, sorry, given mass is 6 gram. Divide by molar mass 60 gram per mole. So gram se gram will get cancel out, right? So this will become 1 by 10. So we can say 0.1. This will be the number of moles. Okay, it is 6 gram. Present in 6 gram. Okay, so we have calculated beta this value. Now see what is the mass of solvent in kg. So beta again it is given to you, that is 120 gram. So again you can convert this 120 gram into kg, right? Or you can also do one thing, just multiply by 100, just like we have done in the molarity, right? So I can simply write, just convert this into, so here I can write simply, this will become 0.120 kg. Okay, if you convert beta gram into kg, so this will become 0.12 kg. Okay, so I'm just now writing 0.1 mole divided by mass of solvent in kg, that is your benzene. So it is 0.120, right beta, kg. So just solve this. So this will become 1 by, right, this you can say 2. Okay. You can simply also write beta this 1 0.12. Okay, just simply write 1 12, right? So when just you remove this point, so this will become 100, and when you this point, so this will become 10, right? So this will get cancelled out. So the answer will be 10 by 12. So this will be 5 by 6. So answer will be 5 by 6 small. So this will be our molality. Okay, 5 by 6 will be the value of molality. Is it clear, beta? This is a very simple question. You have to just put the value here, right? You will easily also calculate the molality. Okay. Now see, again just like beta I have discussed the what does it mean, just like molarity. So we can also say what the meaning of molality. See beta, can say if 1 molal, right, this mole m, let's suppose this is again NaOH. So beta in this case you will read this as 1 molal NaOH solution. Okay, you will read this as 1 molal NaOH solution. So again what does it mean beta? 1 molal, so it means 1 mole of NaOH, right? Now in this case is present in 1 kg of solvent. Okay, so 1 molal means 1 mole of NaOH is present in 1 kg of solvent. And if it is 2 molal beta, then it means 2 mole of NaOH is present in 1 kg of solvent. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Okay, so this is all about molarity and molality, right beta? So now one can say the most important difference between the molarity and molality is what? See beta, the stratum, this is very important. Okay, what does it mean? Means molarity beta, can say change with change in temperature, right? Means molarity beta, the value of molarity can change if you increase or decrease the temperature, right? So we can say molarity is a function of temperature, can say this, right? Means molarity is a function of temperature, right beta? So why molarity is a function of temperature beta? Because we know the formula of molarity is number of moles divided by volume. So since beta volume depends on the temperature, right? The value of molarity will also changes. Okay, since the volume depend on the temperature beta, so the value of molarity will also change, right? Why? Because in molarity, this is the formula N by V. So beta, when you increase or you can say the change in decrease the temperature, so the volume will affect, right? So the overall value, that is N by V, will also vary. Okay, so in this way we can say the molarity is a function of temperature, so it will depend on the temperature. Okay, but molality beta, but molality you can say is independent of temperature. It is independent of temperature. Why molality is independent beta? Because mass does not change with change in temperature. Okay, means we know the effect of temperature on the mass, nothing, right? There is no effect, right? So because molality involves number of moles of solute, this thing will remain same, but in the denominator beta will come your mass, that is in kg, mass of solute. So this thing will not change, so the overall value beta in this case will also not change. Okay, so in this way we can say the molarity is dependent on the temperature. Its value may vary as the temperature vary, but molarity will remain in. Means there is no effect of the temperature on the molality, right? So in this way we can say this is the merit of molality. It is independent of temperature. Why it is merit and why it is demerit of molarity concentration, beta? See what happened. Let's suppose I'm giving you an example. I am taking beta two beakers, three beakers you can say, or just take, let's use beaker, just take conical flask. Okay, I'm taking beta three conical flask. A standard flask. Okay. Actually, my drawing is not so good, so please don't mind. Okay. My drawing was good, but in my childhood, not now. Nowadays, my drawing is very bad. Okay. So see, beta, in all these cases, na, I am taking water. There are three. Again, I'm taking flask, right? Standard flask. Okay. In this case, we are taking H2O, right? And 1 liter H2O you can say, in all the cases, right? See, now just, and I'm just marking beta a mark that is representing the 1 liter of this solution. Okay, this is the mark that represents 1 liter. Okay, this mark. So beta, I'm just you can say measuring the volume of this solution, right? I'm taking this water, right, and in which a substance is dissolved. So I can take, let's suppose this is 1 molar NaOH solution. Okay, in all these three cases, I'm taking 1 molar NaOH solution. Okay, now see beta, the temperature at this condition, that is of the first round water, or you can say standard flask, is 4 degrees Celsius, right? And of the second beta, you can say it is room temperature, or it may vary from uh, between 30 to 50, right? And this is at 98 degrees Celsius. Okay, and the room temperature means you can consider from 30 to 50. Okay, now see beta, it was observed that when we take this 1 molar NaOH solution in this flask, right, and the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. So beta, it was observed that the volume in this case was not touching this marking, right? Means it was, you can say, a little bit less as compared to the mark of 1 liter, right? Means it was observed the volume was not, you can say, touching this marking. Okay, so in this test beta, it was observed that if I just calculate the molarity, so the mass, in this case molarity, number of moles, right? So I can just write 1 molar means 1 mole NaOH we are taking, so 1 mole I can write divide by volume. So beta, instead of 1 liter, it was observed that beta, its volume, right, was contracted, right? Means you can say in this case water is contracted a little bit, it is contract. Okay, so it was found that beta, its volume was not proper 1 liter, it was observed 975. Okay, in this case at 4 degrees Celsius, right? Now see, at room temperature beta, it was observed that the volume, the mass will remain same, that is mole, right? And divide by volume 1.00 liter. It was observed proper 1 liter. Means it touched this level completely. Okay. Now in the third case, beta, what was observed? The mole will remain same, 1 mole, right? But in this case, the water is, you can say, expanded. A little bit expanded. Means in this case, beta, the water, you can say, reach this mark, right? And you can say up to this mark. Means a little bit volume more, you can say, reach. So in this case, beta, it was observed that the water just, you can say, raise or just pass this mark. Okay, so it was observed that at this temperature, beta, the volume was 1.025 liter. This is 25. Okay, so this was observed, right? So now, beta, you will see if you calculate the molarity. So beta, if you solve this one now, so you will get 1.025 molar solution. For this, you will get simply 1.00 molar solution, that is 1 molar solution. And in this case, you will find 1.975 molar solution. So as you can see, beta, clearly in this case, if the temperature varies, so the value of molarity will also varies. Means when the temperature was 4 degrees Celsius, so its value was found to be 1.025. When it was, you can say, observed at room temperature, that is between the range of 30 to 50. So it was observed that the molarity was 1 molar. And when it was observed at 98 degrees Celsius, right? So in that case, beta, the molarity was found to be 0.975, right? So in this way, we can say molarity is a function of temperature. So its value may vary, right, as the temperature vary. Okay. But instead of molarity, if we calculate, beta, molality in this case, see, so what will happen if we calculate molality? So number of moles, again the formula, number of moles of solute, that will remain same again, 1 mole. In this case, we are taking 1 mole NaOH solution, 1 molar, that means, so again, niche mass of the solvent. So beta, in this case, the mass of solvent, if you are taking 1 molal, right, I am just writing here, 1 molal solution, right beta? So number of moles will remain same, 1 molar, but niche aayega mass, right? So the mass of solvent will remain 1 kg, right? In this case, again it will remain same, means 1 kg, because beta, volume may increase or decrease, but the mass will remain same, right? Because we can say the volume is, the water may expand or contract, but the mass will remain same, na? We're taking 1 kg, so it will remain 1 kg, because we know mass doesn't change with temperature. So if you write again in this case 1 mole divided by, again the mass will remain same, 1 kg. So beta, in all these cases you will find your value, it is 1.00 molal, 1.00 molal, 1.00 molal. So see beta, in this case, if you are increase or decrease the temperature, so this will not affect the value of molality. Molality value will remain constant, right? It will not change when you change the temperature. Okay, but molarity value will change. Why? Because volume is a function of temperature, you can say. So as you increase the temperature, volume expand, so the molarity will decrease. And when you just decrease the temperature, right, so volume you can say water get contracted. So if volume get contract, so the molarity will increases. So in this way beta, finally we can say molarity is a function of temperature, right? But molality is not. So just keep this in your mind beta कि molarity change with change in temperature, but molality will. Okay, so beta this is all about molarity and molarity. So in the starting of the video beta, I have discussed with you why we are studying molarity and molality and what does it mean. Basically molality and molarity are the concentration terms, right? So concentration terms beta, you can say the composition of a solution can be described by expressing its concentration, right? And concentration simply represent the amount of solute present in a given amount of solvent at a particular time, right? It can be expressed as qualitatively or quantitatively. So if I talk about qualitatively beta, so simply the qualitative means you can say a relative concentration term, right? Means it may be diluted concentration, right? Means the solution may be diluted or it may be concentrated. At concentrated means a solution will be concentrated, right beta? If we can say the solute is present in larger amount, and if it is diluted if when solute is present in lesser amount. Okay, so we have discussed this thing, and then beta quantitatively we have several methods to describe the concentration, right? So these are the two most important methods beta, molarity and molality. So these are molality and molarity basically are your concentration term. So by the use of these concentration terms beta, you can represent the exact amount of solute present in a exact in a given amount of solution. In this case molarity के case में, in this case it is solution, and in the case of solvent in case of molality, the case of molality. And these are the few numericals, right? So by the use of these formula beta, you can easily solve the numericals, and I would suggest if you use the unitary method. Why? Because you can say it will, you can say make a grip on your concept. Okay, so beta this is all about molarity and molality. So I hope all like this video, right beta? So if you like this video, so please do like and subscribe, and it motivates me to make more number of videos, right? So this is my beta third video. So after that beta I will make more videos and I will complete the all concentration terms. Other than this, I have discussed today only molarity and molality, right? Other than this beta, they are more concentration terms just like mass percentage, volume percentage, parts per million, right? Mole fraction, right? So normality, formality, there are many concentration terms. Okay, so these are the concentration terms. So you can will make another video on these terms, right? So now finally, thank you for watching this video. To all my dear friends. Bye beta, my dear friends, and take care.